Have you ever been hurt by someone? Not just the wounds you can see, but the kind that leave scars on your heart, the kind you carry into your sleep and still feel when you wake, the kind you try to forget but keeps resurfacing in silence. Have you ever been betrayed? By someone you trusted, whose name you once protected, whom you prayed for in the stillness of night, someone you believed would never stab you in the back. But in the end they were the ones who cut the deepest. Have you ever been underestimated? When people only saw your flaws, ignored your efforts, mocked your dreams, and said, "Who are you? You'll never make it." Or maybe you've been ignored. After all your struggles, after all your sacrifices, after all the love and loyalty you gave, you were forgotten as if you never existed. And when all of that happened, what did you feel? Anger, brokenness, the urge to retaliate. Have you ever been hurt by someone? Not just wounds you can see, but the ones that leave scars on your heart, that you carry into your sleep and still feel upon waking, that you try to forget but they silently resurface. Have you ever been betrayed? By someone you trusted, whose name you once protected, whom you prayed for in silence, someone you believed would never stab you in the back. But the truth is they were the ones who stabbed the deepest. Have you ever been underestimated? When people only saw your flaws, dismissed your efforts, laughed at your dreams, and said, "Who are you? You'll never make it." Or maybe you've been ignored. After all your efforts, after all your sacrifices, after all the proof of your love and loyalty, you were forgotten as if you never even existed. And when all that happened, what did you feel? Anger, brokenness, the urge to get revenge. It's normal. It's deeply human, because we've all felt it at some point. But today is not about the pain, not about the ones who hurt you, not about revenge driven by rage. Today we are talking about something higher, something deeper, something more meaningful, the greatest kind of revenge. Because the best revenge is not about making them cry, not about forcing them to regret their decisions, not about hurting them back. That's not it. The best revenge is when you choose not to drown in your anger, not to get trapped in bitterness, not to lose your way because of the wounds. But instead you choose to grow. You choose to transform. You choose to build something greater than the pain. You choose to become the best version of yourself. When you choose silence, not because you're weak, but because you're building your future. You're picking up the pieces of your life and turning them into something unshakable. You start rising. Slowly but surely. You start learning. Start practicing. Start fixing what you may have once ignored. And when you stand again, you're no longer the same. You're no longer a victim. You're a warrior. You're the architect of your own life. And that hurts them. Because nothing stings more than seeing someone they once belittled shine without them. Without their help. Without their validation. When you don't respond with harsh words, it's not because you've lost. It's because you understand your time and energy are too precious to waste on people who don't deserve it. You choose silence because you know the loudest voice is not sound but action. Achievement. When you succeed, when you're happy, when you're free, when you love yourself more than anyone else ever could, that's when they start questioning everything. Why is she happy without me? Why didn't he break like I expected? How can they still stand even taller than before? And while those questions haunt them, you're already too far ahead to care. Too busy loving your life. Too busy chasing bigger dreams. Too at peace to entertain small grudges. Because now you know happiness is the quietest yet most powerful revenge. While they live with regret, you live in peace. While they keep thinking about you, you've already let go. And while they hope you'll come back, you've already stepped into a better world. You don't need validation. Don't need to prove anything. Don't need to make anyone kneel. Because true victory is when you can forgive without losing your dignity. Let go without losing your direction. Move forward without ever looking back. The best revenge is not anger or sharp words, but changing yourself to become stronger and unshakable. When someone belittles you, don't waste time proving them wrong with anger. Prove it with achievements. There is no revenge more beautiful than showing that the wounds they left didn't destroy you, but shaped you. Turn pain into motivation, not an excuse to retaliate with hatred. The best revenge is when they see you smile when they once hoped you would cry. While they hope you fail, keep moving forward until your success becomes the most subtle slap in the face. There's no need to shout or retaliate the same way, because your best energy should be focused on growth. The best revenge is when you're happy without relying on the people who once hurt you. Let your new life be the proof that you're no longer someone who can be played with. Your silence filled with achievement can hurt more than 1,000 words of anger. Rise not to take revenge, but to prove that you deserve more. They wanted you to fail, but you shine even brighter. That's the sweetest revenge. There is nothing more impressive than staying gentle after being hurt, but still firm in your stance. Time will prove everything. Be patient, let nature deliver the payback. When you focus on improving yourself, they will be trapped in their own guilt. The strongest revenge is when you keep going while they want you to give up. You don't have to bring anyone down. Lift yourself up, and that's enough. Your success is the best response to all betrayal and insults. Don't waste time on revenge. Use it to climb higher. The person who hurt you will be silent when they see you become an inspiration. You don't need to justify anything to them. Your real change is the best explanation. When you remain calm, you show that you are bigger than them. They will regret it not because you retaliated, but because you didn't need to retaliate to win. You can choose to be silent, but make sure that silence is full of achievements. The person who made you fall will see you standing stronger than before. Don't let them make you forget who you really are. You don't live to prove something to others, but your success will prove everything. Let them talk as much as they want, but let the world see who you really are. There's no need to bring them down. Just rise above them until they can't reach you. Peace in your life is the most painful thing for those who live in chaos. Becoming a more mature person is the most mature form of revenge. The person who insults you today might regret it when they see you shining tomorrow. Show that you can succeed without the people who once made you feel worthless. Your victory is a silent celebration that sounds the loudest in the hearts of those who betrayed you. Don't retaliate with bad treatment. Show them that you're better than that. Let your life grow and let them stay stuck in the past. You don't need to hurt back. Just watch how they are hit by your success. When you're happy without them, that's the most painful defeat for them. You don't need to explain anything. Let your life do the talking. When you're no longer affected, that's when you've won. There's nothing more calming than knowing you don't need to get revenge to feel like you've won. While they are busy bringing you down, you're busy building your dreams. You don't seek revenge because you're weak, but because you're strong enough to choose peace. The most beautiful revenge is a peaceful life, free from the shadows of the past. They may hurt you with words, but you heal yourself with action. Prove that pain doesn't make you bitter, but wiser. The sincere will come, the fake will be left behind as you level up. Let the past be a lesson, not a place to dwell. You deserve happiness, and no one can take that from you. The best revenge is not to inflict pain, but to turn it into strength. You can choose to remain a victim or rise up to become a victor. Your journey upward is the strongest answer to all betrayal. When you no longer care, that's when you've already won. Your silence is the most graceful form of resistance. Not every wound needs to be repaid. Some are best healed with accomplishment. Stay focused. The best revenge is not in causing harm, but in achieving success. The ones who hurt you will watch from a distance as you stand at the top. You don't need to explain who you are. Let your life do the talking. Make every pain a reason to leap higher. They will fall silent when they see you happy without them. Strong people don't retaliate with anger, they do it by improving themselves. You haven't lost anything. You've simply been awakened to the fact that they were never yours. Revenge doesn't bind you, but forgiveness frees you. There's no comeback more serene than improving your own life. Sometimes silence is the loudest cry. Don't waste your time on people who don't deserve it. Heartache is temporary, but success will keep speaking for a lifetime. Let your life be an inspirational story, not a tale of revenge. You deserve peace, and that's enough to hurt those who want to see you crumble. Not every wound needs to be repaid. Some are best used as foundations for rising higher. Don't wait for their recognition. Acknowledge yourself, and the world will follow. When you begin to love yourself, revenge loses its meaning. The ones who hurt you will be left speechless when they see you thriving without them. The past cannot be changed, but the future you build can be more beautiful. You don't need revenge when you're already becoming the best version of yourself. Peace is the most subtle form of rebellion against the chaos they left behind. There's nothing more elegant than walking away without looking back. You have the right to rearrange your life without them in it. The most unexpected revenge is success in silence. Sometimes it's not the action itself that hurts, it's our hope that was set too high. Learn from the wound, then let it become a memory, not a burden. When you no longer care, you have already won. Pain doesn't decrease your value. It just sharpens you. You'll know you've taken the best revenge when you no longer need a revenge at all. Turn your pain into a reason to grow, not drown. Not all wounds need to be repaid. Some are best left as lessons. Don't waste your energy on retribution. Save it for building your future. You're not alone. Many have risen from the same pain. Your happiness is a nightmare for those who wanted to see you fall. Your silence is the deadliest weapon for those who like to speak badly. Forgive, not for them, but for freeing yourself from the shackles of resentment. You have the right to be free from all the wounds they left behind. When you choose peace, you win the hardest battle of all. Not everyone deserves to be a part of your success story. You don't need to prove anything with words. Let your life show it. Success is often the hardest thing to bear for those who underestimated you. The strong don't need to retaliate with fury, but with growth and evolution. Don't let your wounds define you. Use them as stepping stones to become more. The best revenge is when you stop caring and simply move on. When you choose to forgive, you win the ultimate battle over yourself. You can keep growing without worrying about those who wish to see you fall. Revenge doesn't come from anger, it comes from letting go of the past. True strength lies in not retaliating when you could easily do so. Every step forward is a slap in the face to the ones who hurt you. Don't waste time seeking revenge, use that energy to keep climbing. When you let go of anger, it's no longer in their hands, but in your heart. They are watching you grow. They never realized you were the one they should have been afraid of. The most powerful revenge is not in taking from others, but in what you create for yourself. There's nothing sweeter than watching them crumble as you rise above. The greatest act of vengeance is to rise up and show them you can succeed despite them. You don't need to reply to insults. Let your success speak for itself. Sometimes the best revenge is simply moving on. You win when you don't need to be understood by those who hurt you. Strength isn't about reacting, it's about building your own legacy. There's no need to return their insults. Just keep moving forward. Let them watch your success from the sidelines, powerless to stop it. Revenge loses its power when you've already won in your own life. No need for a fight when you know they can't touch what you've built. The most powerful revenge is to show them that you don't need them to succeed. Their expectations of you will shrink as your growth expands. They expected you to fall. Now, watch as you soar. Success is the quietest form of revenge. The ones who hurt you will look back and wish they never crossed your path. You don't need revenge, you just need to keep moving forward. The higher you rise, the further their voices fade into silence. Your life doesn't need to be explained to anyone. Let them figure it out. You're not losing anything. You're gaining the freedom to create something greater. Revenge is for the weak. Strength is for those who rise above. The strongest revenge is simply living your best life. Success, not spite, is the most fitting response. Let them watch from the sidelines as you succeed beyond their wildest dreams. Every time you rise above, you send a message louder than any retaliation could. You can't stop what's meant for you. And you are meant for greatness. When you choose to move on, you've already shown your strength. Don't waste energy on people who don't deserve it. Don't just forgive, grow from it, and show them how strong you've become. True revenge is rising above and staying above. Success is the loudest form of response to their disrespect. Let your life be the best way of saying, "You couldn't stop me." The most painful revenge is not losing but winning without them. Their actions won't define you. Your response will. The most satisfying revenge is when they realize how irrelevant they've become. You've already won when you no longer care to reply. When you forgive, you reclaim the power over your own life. Let go of the need for validation from those who doubted you. You are not their judgment. You are your own destiny. You're writing a story they never thought you'd write. The best revenge isn't what they expect. It's your peace. True freedom is in letting go of the need to retaliate. Rise higher than they ever thought possible. Don't let their negativity block your light. They may try to hold you down, but you'll only grow stronger. Choose peace. They'll never understand the power of that decision. You can't stop your growth, no matter how much they wish you would. Revenge only binds you to them. Let it go, and you'll be free. They might have tried to break you, but you'll rise and show them that you're unbreakable. Live the life they tried to stop, and let that be your revenge. Be proud of your growth. They'll never be able to keep up. They underestimated you, and that's the biggest mistake they'll ever make. The best revenge is when they realize you didn't need them to be successful. Move on with dignity, and let that be the hardest lesson for them to learn. The best revenge is when they see how strong you've become without them. Build the life you want, and let that be your answer to everything they've done. You've already shown them that they can't hurt you anymore. The sweetest revenge is living the life they never thought you could have. The best revenge is showing them that they never had power over you. Let them wonder how you've become this unstoppable force. Your peace is the most powerful revenge. Stand tall, and let your success be the response they never expected. They wanted you to fall. You showed them how to rise. The best revenge is when you don't need to seek revenge at all. The silence of your progress is all the payback you need. Revenge is for the weak, but your success is for the strong. You're not their victim. You're a victor. Your strength is in your silence, not in your retaliation. When you forgive, you free yourself from their chains. They can't touch you anymore. You've risen above. The best revenge is living the life they tried to take from you. You've already won when you realize they don't control your future. Your peace is your power. You're writing a future they can't even dream of. You don't need to say a word. Your life speaks for itself. The greatest form of revenge is becoming the person they never thought you could be. The higher you rise, the more they'll see how. The best revenge is not about saying, "Look at me now," but about saying, "I no longer care who's watching." Because your life is not a stage for those who once hurt you. Your life is a stage for your dreams. For yourself. For your future. Let them watch you from afar. With eyes you no longer meet. With guilt you no longer acknowledge. With regret that will never find an answer. Meanwhile, you smile. Stay calm. And walk toward the life you built on your own. With hard work. With determination. With love for yourself. That is the best kind of revenge. And you've already won even before they realize you were ever fighting. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.